All right, hey guys. So this is going to be talking to you about adding and subtracting fractions with unlike denominators, okay? And this is the four square method. So basically, if we just get right to it. Now, our fractions, if we have 3/5 plus 2/6, and we want to add those together. The thing is, we can't because they don't have like denominators. We have to get them like. Nature likes to be balanced. So I'm going to draw my four square. This box is my LCM box. I need to find my least common multiple. This box is going to be my answer, or I'm going to have to simplify it to get my answer. Okay? Now, 5 and 6, I'm going to bring over here. These are my denominators. So I'm going to bring my denominators over here so I can list their multiples. When I list their multiples, I can find out which ones they have in common. That is the least one. So if I start listing it out, I'm going to have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay? Now if I do it by sixes, I'm going to have 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. All right, now I have a match. My LCM is going to be 30. There are no other numbers here that are in a smaller amount that match. So I had to go up to the sixth multiple in my fives and the fifth multiple in my sixes. And I got 30. So now with that information, I'm going to come to box number 3. I'm going to rewrite my problem. 3/5 plus 2/6. Okay, my straight lines are never straight. My LCM I'm going to bring over here, and that's going to become my new denominator, since I know that that is what both of these numbers have in common. Well, now I'm going to multiply the top and the bottom numbers by something in both fractions. I'm going to draw a special box. Okay, now I need to figure out what numbers go in these boxes. Well, how do you get from a 6 to a 30? And you can come up here to help. To get from a 6 to a 30, you're going to multiply that times 5. So if 6 times 5 is 30, okay. If you multiply the bottom by 5, you have to multiply the numerator by 5. 2 times 5 is 10. Now come up to this box. How do you get from a 5 to a 30? Well, if you come up here from a 5 to the 30, you multiply that 6 times. So 6 is going to go here. If you multiply the bottom number or the denominator by 6, you have to multiply the top number or the numerator by 6. So now 3 times 6 is 18. Okay? So now we have the same denominator. Now we can add. 8 plus 0 is going to be 8. 1 plus 1 is going to be 2. Now I just bring down my denominator. That is 30. So right here I have 28/30. Okay? Now, this number can be simplified or reduced, which means make it a smaller fraction that's equivalent. Now, when in doubt, go with twos because twos will just always help. You are used to the number 2 and you're used to even numbers. Okay? Now, if you're a little bit better with your multiples and you can figure out what number goes into both 28 and 30, then you can use that number also. All right, but just to show you, we're going to start with 2. Okay? So now 28 divided by 2. Now, if you can't remember that off the top of your head, you know what? Come over here and work it out. 2 goes into 2 one time. Now 2 is going to go into 8 4 times. So 28 divided by 2 is going to equal 14. Now what about the 30? 30 divided by 2. 2 is going to go into 3 one time. 1 times 2 is 2. 1. Bring down my 0. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. Subtract. So 30 divided by 2 is 15. So my answer here is going to be 14/15. Okay? Let's do another one. Now we're going to do subtraction on this one. So let's do 6/8 minus 1/3. And actually, I already wrote that vertical, but that's okay. So I've got my 4 square right here. So I'm going to bring my 8 and my 3 over here. My 8, my 3. This is my LCM. Times 1, times 2, times 3, times 4, times 5. And most times I won't have to go all the way up to my 5th multiple, but it's there if you need it. 8 times 1 is 8, 16, 24, 32. Let's go by threes. 3 times 1 is 3, 6, 9, 12. Do I have a match yet? No, I don't. I need to keep going a little bit more. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 6 is going to be 18. 3 times 7 is going to be 21. 3 times 8 is going to be 24. Let's go up. Oh, look at that. We have a match. Okay, so our LCM here is 24. So now if I come over here, write my problem. 6/8 minus 1/3. This is going to be my LCM or my new denominator. So I'm going to go in and write that down. All right, I know I'm going to multiply here, so I can go in and write my multiplication symbols. And I need my special box. That is important. What number is going to go in this box? How do I get from a 3 to a 24? Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm trying to scoot it over. Use this up here to help. To get from 3 to a 24, I had to multiply it by 8. So if my 8 goes in my denominator, the 8 is going to go in my numerator. 1 times 8 is 8. This special box, how do I get from an 8 to a 24? Well, let's come up here. 8 to 24, I had to multiply that times 3. If I multiply it in the bottom box, I'm going to multiply it in my top box. 6 times 3 is 18. Now, can I subtract? Sure, I can subtract because I have like denominators. 18 minus 8 is going to be 10. Bring down my 24. All right, so I have 10 24s. Now I can simplify this. I can reduce it and make it a smaller equivalent fraction because equivalent means the same. I know that a 2 goes into both 10 and 24 because they're both even. 10 divided by 2 is going to be 5. 24 divided by 2 is going to be 12. Circle my answer. My answer is 5/12. Okay? And we can do more practice. And this is your addition and subtraction fractions with unlike denominators. And this is our 4 square. All right, guys. Y'all take care now.